As we begin our second season here at Hiroshima in Japan, something seriously amiss seems to have happened. Because as you will recall, we won the title last season and the AFC Championship seems to have disappeared from the game. And this is really weird because just before pre-season, I told the squad that I expected them to at least reach the playoffs of the AFC. I don't know where it's gone from the game. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Rocking All Over the Globe, Part 14, Club 2, Hiroshima in Japan. And as you will recall, we did win the title last season. Came down to the wire, but we definitely did win the title. And following winning the title, the board reviewed what the expectations were going to be, and they did review again just before pre-season. And on both occasions, they mentioned to me that it was required that we at least make it to the playoff section of the AFC. And now, as we move into the beginning of the season, what has happened is that there is no mention of the AFC anywhere at all in the game. And all that we are expected to do is finish in the top two places in the J1 League, reach the latter stages of the All Japan Cup, be competitive in the League Cup, and be competitive in the Super Cup. There is no mention anymore of the AFC. I also held a team meeting, as you always do, once the players are back from their break. And it was a very short break for the players, only a few days. And when they returned, basically what I told them was that they needed to at least qualify for the knockout stages. And they seemed happy with that, and everybody seems happy with that. And now there is no record at all in the game of the AFC Championship. And even if I look through here and I go to club competitions worldwide, there is no mention of the AFC Championship anywhere. There is nothing. All these here are international. I've been through them all. There is nothing at all to indicate that we are going to be playing in the Asian Cup, in the Champions League. It has completely disappeared. And if that is the case, then all that's left to play for is the title, and we can't just keep going on doing that. The aim was to win at the highest level in several different places, and having already won the title in Indonesia and in Japan, if nothing comes of this by the end of the season, then we are finished in Asia. There's nothing to play for, and we will have to move on to somewhere else, regardless of how we're performing in Japan at that time. Winning the title now means nothing. We've done that, and so it must be time. If this has completely disappeared, then there is no Asian Champions League. Then we have to move on. The first game of the Asian Champions League normally takes place in real life around about the end of November, somewhere around the 27th, 28th of November. It's a very short competition and tends to finish at around about the beginning of February. And that would tie in to just before the league starts in Asia. And so I'm guessing and I'm hoping that that is why the cup final was delayed by a month last year. Because as you recall, the last game of the Japanese league was on the 30th of November. And then there was that big gap until the 1st of January for the cup final. And I'm wondering if that was because there's going to be a lot of games played for some teams in the Asian Cup during December. I am totally at a loss. But if this was the case, then surely our competitions page would be saying that we are taking part this season, at the end of the season, albeit, in the Asian Champions League. It's simply disappeared from the game. And I wonder, is it a glitch? Or is it just not worth mentioning at the moment? Or is the game not going to be playing the Asian Champions League? I don't know what is going on. All we can do is wait until the end of the season arrives, and then what we will do is decide at that time. If there is no Asian Champions League to be played in December and January, then at that point we will have to move. We'll be looking for new clubs. And interestingly, new clubs seem to have dried up a little bit over the last few months. This could be a disaster in the making, and we might be stuck in Japan doing nothing except winning the league for some time to come. I hope that's not the case, or resignation may well be on the cards. It has been a busy pre-season as the team didn't get back until very, very late, and we haven't been playing very well at all. And if we look at our recent form in the friendlies that we've played, it's not been very pretty at all. And so morale is not at its best. But we do have 2 games to play today. We are going to be playing in the Super Cup against Kawasaki, and then we will open our J1 League experience this season with a home game against Yokohama. And those couldn't be 2 harder teams in order to start our season. These are 2 very, very strong teams in Japan, and we are going to have to play well to get anything out of our first 2 games at the beginning of the season, especially given our pre-season form has been really poor. In the transfer window, there was a few things going on in terms of players that have gone out. Tariq Hara has gone out. He went out on loan. And the only other player of note that went out was Nduku, centre-back. He went out to Saudi Arabian Al Fayah for 1 million, rising to 1.2 million. And so it was a very, very quiet in terms of transfers out. We managed to hold on to the players that were wanted, and there were many who were being hunted down. But we've managed to hold on to them. We have brought some players in, not many. We have brought in Simon Osamasola. He's come in on a free transfer. He is a goalkeeper, come in on a backup. He's quite a useful player, actually, and he is as good as the other 2 that we have. So we have 3 very good goalkeepers we can call on at the moment. And then other players who have come in this year, there's just 2 more. We've brought in Takuru Kaneko. He's come in from Sapporo on a free transfer. He is a good player. He's a winger. We were desperately short at right wing. And so he's come in and he can take that right wing spot. Can also play as an attacking centre mid, and that's a useful thing to have. He's very versatile in that respect. He's got decent attributes. He's not ever going to set the world on fire. Just come in as a squad player. Hopefully he'll do a good job for us. And then we needed a striker as well. There was a lot of pressure on Piros, and so I brought in Yuma Suzuki from Kashima for 2.9 million, rising to 3.4 million. He's a striker, an out-and-out pressing forward. Looks like he's got very decent attributes. Looks like he's a very, very good player. But unfortunately, his recent form has not been great of late. And if we looked at his performances last year, played 30 times, 5 goals and 4 assists, 6.84. Only managed 11 goals, 3 assists and 6.85 prior to that. We're hoping that the new move to a new club will bring out the best in him, but he's going to have to sit it out for a little while. But if we are going to be playing in the Asian Cup later on, we're going to need to rotate players as we get into the second half of the season. So hopefully he will get a lot of game time. I suspect we're going to get injuries up front as well this season. And so we're going to need as much as we can in terms of squad depth this season. I am just really hoping that there is going to be Champions League football. That is why I came to Japan, and that is why I started my career here in Asia, hoping to win the Asian Cup. We're going to play through this season and we're going to find out what happens. We did finish first in the league, and as if we look at the rules for the league, there is now no reference at all to what happens if you finish first. The only reference being here is for the relegation issues that might arise, and hopefully we're not going to be involved in a relegation battle. And so there is nothing to suggest that the AFC is actually in the game. So we're just going to move through this season and hopefully have a good season. And if we win trophies, we win trophies. If we don't, it doesn't matter. My sole purpose of being here was the Champions League. And if we're not playing in that, we're leaving at the end of the season. We're going to get the team ready now to begin. We have to play in the Japanese Super Cup against Kawasaki. It's going to be a tough game. But we'll be right back just before the kickoff. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Kawasaki in the Japanese Super Cup is Nagoshi in goal with Matsuda, Fuji, Yokoyama and Sasaki at the back. Notsuda, Traore and Lee Dongwon in midfield. Endo, Mitsuta and Piros will play up front. It is a team that is familiar with each other. It's a team that is familiar with how we play. And there are no new signings today in the team. I think given the poor form that we have displayed in pre-season, we need to play a team that knows each other. And this is why we've picked the team that we have today. It's important that we go out there and win this for the fans. It would be another trophy. I like winning trophies, and so it would be nice to start with a trophy today. And we do have the possession, and here is Fuji. He will play at the back with Yakayuma, who is 17 years old. He's a very, very fine player, and I've got a lot of faith in him. And we do have the first opportunity, and it's driven over the crossbar, and it's Traore who's put it over the bar, and it remains 0-0. We've had the first opportunity. Yokoyama is just 17 years old. He is a very, very fine centre-back. He is getting his opportunity, and he will be playing a lot of games this year. It is my intention to bring on young players. The player that we had, a striker, the 17-year-old, he has gone out on loan, at least for the first part of the season, given that we have brought in another striker. So he will develop, hopefully, on loan and then come back and play his part. It is our intention to develop young players. And at the moment, it's very even Stevens here. And Kawasaki, if anything, are just slightly the better team. We need to be playing a little bit better than we're doing. I'm going to shout at them, demand a little bit more, and hopefully they will give a little bit more. But at the moment, we are losing the battle, and it is going to be Kawasaki, I think, who take the lead. There's the ball into the box. It's hit the crossbar, and Yokoyama has a chance to clear. We are not playing very well, and Kawasaki do have a corner. And it's fired in, it's cleared off the line again. And we do need to be playing a little bit better. I have to do something in terms of how we are playing. It's not working out at the moment. And at halftime, we will be looking at things that we can do to hopefully get back into this game in the second half. And here is Sadaki playing at left back. We do have issues at full back, both left and right. We are short at right back and still trying to sign another full back. And at left back, we have our two main full backs are both out injured. So we have issues at both full backs at the moment. That's a nice pass, and Piros is in. Piros has a chance, and Piros has scored. And against the run of play, we have taken the lead. It is Hiroshima 1, Kawasaki 0. Just before halftime, that's very much against the run of play. I think Kawasaki, in all fairness, have been the better team. But it only takes one moment. Mitsuta fed Piros, and his clinical finishing has made it 1-0. We are ahead just before halftime, and hopefully we will go on now and win this trophy. I need to have a word with them. I need to tell them, do this for the fans. Come on, boys. You've got the ability to make a difference. You weren't that bad. Keep going. I'm going to go away, make some little tweaks to the system, and we'll be right back. And so we have just come off the counter press, and that's what I think might be causing the problem. And we're going to try not counter pressing in the second half. But we do have a corner. It's to the far post. It's headed clear. It's bobbling around. It's come back out to Mitsuta. Mitsuta looking inside. We do have another chance. A lovely pass out to Endo. Endo's in lots of space. Can he find a pass? No, he can't. It's been taken off him. And we need to pick up this ball if we can. And well done to Traore. Traore finds Matsuda. Matsuda right back. That's a nice pass. Finds Lee Dongguang. Lee Dongguang needs something from him in the second half. Finds Traore. What a chance! It's 2-0. It's Endo. It's 2-0. I think that might be the clinical finish that ends the game for us. What a magnificent strike by Endo. It was good football, short passing, quick, deliberate, and Lee Dongguang involved. He had a poor first half, but lovely passing move. And then Endo, quick as a flash, fired it into the corner. And it is now 2-0 to Hiroshima. It's as good a start as I could have hoped for. We haven't been the better team. Although we haven't had possession, although our pass completion is quite good. Our XG is not as good as Kawasaki. They have been much the better team, but we have defended better than them, I think. I'm going to go and make some changes now. And so we have made 4 changes, bring some fresh legs onto the pitch. We have got Yoshioke, who is a 16-year-old left back, playing at left back now. This is a big occasion for him. I think that Yokoyama's getting very tired. We'll probably need to bring him off as well. I'll be right back. In fact, we don't have a centre-back now that we can take off, and so we have taken off Traore and we brought on Yokoyama. He's come back from loan. He's a very good player, and he's been sought after during the transfer window. I want to hold on to him because he's homegrown, but that was very poor from Lee Dongguang, and he hasn't had the greatest of game today. But here's Kawasara, and he finds Suzuki to Mitsuta, Matsada, and here's Ito. Ito finds Matsuda. This is good football again, and it comes out to Yoshika, the 16-year-old fullback, who fires it against the bar. Oh, it was saved. It's gone out for a corner. That would have been something special. I'm just being told they've gone route one now, so maybe what I will do is pull the lines back a little bit. It's gone out for another corner. I will just pull the lines back, because if they are going route one, we don't want to be caught out with long balls over the top. There's just 5 minutes to go now, and we do have another corner. Can we make it 3-0? At the moment, it's Hiroshima 2, Kawasaki 0. We are winning the Super Cup, and there's another chance, and it goes out for another corner. We really are doing them in at the moment. This has been an absolutely first-rate performance, and it comes out to Fuji. Fuji looking back for Matsuda. Matsuda has had a very good game at fullback. Here is Kawasara. He's looking for Masuta. Masuta is in space. He's in acres of space, and he's put it past the post. That would have finished the game. It is at the moment Hiroshima 2, Kawasaki 0. We are coming up to full time. I think it is game over. We've been very fortunate. We were not the better team, but we have won another trophy here at Hiroshima. We have won the Japanese Super Cup, and we have beaten Kawasaki by 2-0. I'm guessing the Super Cup is played by the Cup winners and the League winners, and because we won them both, that is why we are playing the runners-up in the league, Kawasaki. And a very nice victory, and that is our third trophy in Japan. And now the total number of trophies we have in Asia is 5, and we are doing very, very well. We need to make a good start, though, to the season. It's all about the league and being in the top 2, and more than that, winning the league at the end of the day again. But I am very, very curious about what is happening in terms of the Champions League. But it's a fine start to the season, and the boys deserve to celebrate, and we have won our first game of the season. We've won the Super Cup by 2-0. And we do now have to go and get ready for our first game of the season. That will be at home to Yokohama. They are a very, very good team. I'd like to think we can get off to a good start in the league as well. I'll go and get the team ready, and we will see you shortly. We'll be right back before the kickoff. And so the team for today against Yokohama in the first game of the season is Nagoshi in goal. We have Matsuda at right back. He is injured, but he has to play, with Fuji, Sasaki, and Shichi returns at left back. And then we will have Notsuda, Traore, and Lee Dongguang in midfield. Endo, Mitsuta, and Suzuki will play up front. We've decided to give him a run out. He is an important player. He didn't look too bad in the last game when he came on, so we're going to give him a run out, give P. Ross some time out, and hopefully we will go and play a good game today. We'll make the most of home advantage, as we want to tell the players. I've got faith in these boys. They are the team that won the league last year. And so we need to go out, get ourselves off to a good start today, put the 3 points in the bag. And here is Lee Dongguang. It's a short free kick to Mitsuta. Mitsuta finds Lee Dongguang. We have players returning to fitness today, and we have one, at least, of our fullbacks back at left back. We have Chichi, who has come back at left back. We're playing the ball around nicely. This is nice. It's a header against the crossbar. And we have been so unfortunate that we do tend to start well against teams, and then we fade away. And we've made a good start today against Yokohama. They are a good team. The fans and the board are expecting a draw today. We've made the better start. We're just not getting our shots on target. Need to keep an eye on how Suzuki is playing. He's not playing too badly at the moment. In fact, everybody's playing well. We're just not getting our shots on target, which is a shame, because it would be nice if we were a goal or two up at this point, given how dominant we've been in the match. And we've taken the game to them, but it's not working out at the moment. They're going to have a bit of a rollicking at half-time. They're not playing well enough. They need to be doing a lot better than this. And I'm going to tell them that this is not good enough. And I'm going to tell them that I don't like what I've just seen. They need to do better. Mitsuta is having a poor game today. A number of players at the back are having poor games. Sichi is not playing very well. And so they need to be told, I'm not happy with your performance. And we need to get on with this game. We need to push forward, keep getting chances, but unfortunately we're still not getting them on target, and I'm not quite sure how to deal with that. It's just one of those games. I think our XG is not reflecting how dominant we've been. We've had 10 opportunities, 11 and only 2 on target, and so I have to go and make some changes now. And so we have made some changes, and let's hope that fresh legs coming onto the pitch will make the difference. We've had all the game. It will be such a shame if we don't win this. It's been totally one-way traffic, and it's one of those games that Yokohama could well steal. You have not been in the game. They've only had one opportunity, but it is a game that they could well steal from us, and I won't be very happy if that happens. But FM is FM. But we have intercepted the ball, and here is Shichi. He finds Sasaki. Sasaki comes in today to give the young centre-back a rest, and Fuji picks up the ball. Fuji, he looks for Matsuda. Matsuda for Lee Dongwon. He's not started the season very well, Lee Dongwon, but here's Tono, and Tono, who's requested more playing time. We decided to give him a game there, but he just gave up on that ball, but he is in. Tono has a chance. He's saved by the goalkeeper, and it's just not going to be our day today, I don't think. We have Natsuda, who is very, very tired. We need to give him a rest now. I think we will bring on Ito for Natsuda. But the game is petering out. We've not been good enough. And unfortunately, if you're not good enough, I'm going to go to attacking to try and win the game. We've been the better side. And it's unfortunate that we haven't been able to take our chances. They are absolutely exhausted. But nobody is taking this game. And unfortunately, we're not going to win our first game of the season. It's going to be a draw. We've played really badly. And if you don't score, though, you don't win football matches. And they're going to be told that was not good enough. We should have won that game, and they are not going to get away with that. And so we are in 14th place, and that is not the start that I expected. But it's early days in the season yet. We're going to have to win a few games now as we progress through the season. And otherwise, our form is just looking really poor at the moment. It just looks like we are a very poor team. I'm sure this is going to change. And we will probably come back for the League Cup second round and probably play against Chiba and Kawasaki in the League Cup second round. I'm not sure yet. We'll play ahead for a month and then we'll see where we are. But we will come back within about April, at the beginning of April. And that's it for this episode. If you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then you are definitely in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, do all that good stuff. Help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very good stuff, the very good work of the British Heart Foundation. I'm not a very happy manager at the moment, despite the fact that we have won the Japanese Super Cup added to our trophy cabinet in this save. Results on the pitch do not look good, and I fear that this team may have a very poor start to the season this year. We shall see. All that remains to be said now is stay safe, take care, and we will see you all in the next episode.